A vehicle went up in flames with someone inside. Portsmouth detectives and fire marshals are calling it a homicide.
It happened on Florida Avenue in the Port Norfolk section. 10 on your side's Lucia talked to neighbors who live along the alley where that fire broke out.
Yeah, Nicole and Stephanie, no matter who I talked to, they all told me similar stories. The neighbors told me what they heard and what they saw were flames. Detectives are still trying to find out what started this fire, but they say a man was inside the Jeep when it went up in flames.
It didn't matter who we talked to in this Port Norfolk neighborhood. The sound neighbors heard was loud enough to get them out of bed just after 5 this morning.
I was laying down on my bed and we heard a really loud horn, like just really loud, like somebody was just like pushing on the horn and not letting go.
On the other side of the alley, Nick Katselos, who called 911, says he heard that same sound.
At first, I was woken up by somebody's horn was constantly going off for like probably about 2 or 3 minutes.
The sound he describes coming from this Jeep Cherokee parked just across the alley from Nick's home.
I went to one window and I could see like an orange glow from the window, so I figured something was on fire. I thought it was my neighbor's garage on fire at first.
Chopper 10 video from Florida Avenue shows the charred SUV. Neighbors say the flames reached as high as 10 to 20 feet, high enough to leave a mark on this garage and shed nearby.
The way that was on fire, there's no way that just happened. That burst up into flames too quick.
Fire crews quickly put out the fire, but what neighbors didn't know at the time is a man was inside this vehicle.
But then when I asked the officer, he said somebody was inside. It was like, wow, so close to home. I mean, practically in my backyard, you know.
Detectives searching for clues to help figure out how this vehicle caught fire so fast. Seaira Hollingsworth says the way the vehicle was parked with the wheels turned in looked suspicious.
It just looked like like somebody was driving down the alley and somebody just quickly parked it, but the tires were turned in. Like they were turned like somebody just parked it real quick and jumped out.
Most neighbors say they aren't surprised by this crime, but scared.
That happened in my backyard, basically.
And want to know what happened in the alley before the horn sounded.
It shook me up a little because it's so close to home, of course.
Now, we tried to get a copy of the 911 tapes, but due to the investigation, the police denied that request. Police tell me they haven't identified the owner of the vehicle or the man inside. Lucia, 10 on your side.